Lunch.
You are looking live.
Live at lunch. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
What the hell's going on out here?
Now, here's Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live? Is it live?
From Rufino's on Highland Road. Welcome to the Friday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro, Braxton back in the studio, filling in for Jordan, who's on a well-deserved vacation, a long weekend for Jordan.
Where'd he go?
I didn't ask.
Come on.
I didn't
text him. Where are you, boy?
I didn't ask. I just figured he deserved a few days off from us.
He does. He is very, very good to work with.
Yeah, he's been.
You know, we had our peaks and valleys of producers.
Braxton does a great job filling in, and Jordan has done a great job for us for a while.
Even though he didn't go to the real Holy Cross, he went to the bougie Holy Cross.
Well, it's not his fault. They built it back better and nicer.
Hey, I like nicer things.
Absolutely.
I'd rather go to the Holy Cross in its current location than the old one too.
I think that's unanimous, right? The College World Series starting in about 2 hours, right as the show finishes today. Troy and West Virginia, two first-timers at the College World Series. We'll give you a little bit about that, the pitch and matchup. Ole Miss back tonight against North Carolina. That's a 6 o'clock start.
Strategic move on the pitching decision by Bio?
Yeah, it is.
And you agree with it?
Yes, I do.
I do too.
Taylor Rabe has pitched much better than Hunter Elliott. Rabe's ERA is a good 1.5 lower. He has pitched better of late, and he's just better.
So his overall numbers are better
by a significant margin.
His form is better.
Yes,
and Hunter Elliott has more experience.
Yes,
but he has had more experience. And look, that's a big. It's a big stage in those regionals and super regionals too. Keep in mind they had to go on the road,
twice.
Yeah, and some competitive regionals. It wasn't things didn't fall. They had to beat the good teams.
Going into Auburn and beating Auburn was a heck of a task. And I know the pitching fell correct for them in that Auburn. Marciano never got to take the mound because of what happened the week before. But that's still a haul to go into Auburn and win two straight there. Absolutely.
Have they lost in the postseason?
No, they are undefeated.
They had to play Arizona State also before Hairston got ejected, right? Or did they? He was out in the game against them.
I thought he played in that game. I'm trying to remember now. That's back two regionals 2 weeks ago.
Harrison was killing it, man.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, it was he and Phelps. I mean, Phelps got a lot more of the attention, but he was every bit as productive. And they've got. And listen, we are not in the. This is not hotty-toddy sympathetic season, I guess you could say. But it's kind of a shame what's happened to Hunter Elliott. I mean, this guy was so damn good, man, and so you get better. I mean, you're going to do that as a freshman. It's just only going to get better, and it's just. I hate, and this might be, he's just damaged goods, man.
He is, as far as his pro prospects, they've obviously cratered since.
I'm talking about just his college effectiveness.
Well, he's been a little bit better than
over 5 ERA,
5.15.
There we go.
Okay,
how was he in his freshman year?
He was better in his freshman year.
He was dominant. He was the best pitcher in the country.
They rode him all the way to the College
World Series.
He's
the best pitcher in the country, right?
Yes.
We
rode him the whole way.
He would not be pitching for a lot of teams at this stage.
I don't know about that because he eats innings.
Show me another guy with a starting ERA over 5.
There's plenty in the SEC.
Really?
Plenty.
No. That's pitching this weekend?
Oh, that's pitching this weekend in the College World Series?
Yeah, that's where we're talking about. They got 5 teams there.
I'm trying to think.
Oklahoma.
Cord Rager's got a 5.2
Oklahoma.
ERA.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
That's about it, right?
The guy going for Troy today is 493.
He's not in the SEC, I'm sorry.
No, he's not. Well, what I'm saying is Hunter Elliott, 102 strikeouts in 80 innings of SEC ball.
Still missing bats?
He can still. He's just giving up a bunch of runs. He's hittable now. He's hittable.
That's got a fundamental.
But if giving
up a bunch of runs.
If you pitch 65 innings in the SEC and you've got an ERA of 5, you're going to be in a lot of rotations. He's not the AC
Really?
once was. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Oh, and rotations, SEC teams in Omaha.
Not in Omaha
Well,
necessarily.
I mean,
But you don't. Let's not act like he's not still able to pitch at this level.
all right. Well, look, we'll level it off. So, I'll tell you what. I got more confidence. Well, no, if he was pitching tonight with the wind blowing in that stadium.
The way they configured it for the regular season was they threw Elliott on Friday night, and then they had a pitching edge on Saturday and Sunday against just about everybody because Cade Townsend, who was the Sunday guy most of the season, is going to be a top 5 round pick next month.
So the Saturday and
has an ERA
Sunday
of 4
starters have better numbers than Elliott.
by a full run or more. Yes,
That's what you're
Yeah.
making a point for me,
No,
Charlie. I mean, they're going to. But
we're
is
making
it-
the same point, but you're.
No,
I
he's
just
damaged good. He is.
I don't
he
want
is-
to
he's
make
not-
it like he can't pitch
He's
anymore.
not close to what he was before.
No, and I'm not
not
arguing
even
that.
close.
I'm not arguing
man.
that point.
I mean, he go down to Pete Taylor and they steal game 1, okay, with Dylan DeLucia, and USM will bounce. No, he shoved it down their throat. They won like 8-9-0.
Let me give you a local example.
To go and pitch a shutout down to Pete Taylor against that team that year, was hosting a super regional.
Yes, no.
That's not happening anymore. That's just
let me
he's
give you a
damaged
local.
goods.
He is. But he can still pitch. Let me give you a local example. Was anybody better than Brett Laxton in the championship game in '93?
No, and
He was
got,
fantastic.
He got banged around, but that was the only time against A&M on that Sunday night.
And then for the next 2 years, he was basically hurt. The same thing.
And
then he came back and he was.
Laxton is now we're on the same page.
Yeah.
No, Laxton he peaked as a freshman,
but he was a contributor on the '96 team. He pitched a lot of SEC, and he wasn't the ace the way he was.
this guy's pitched a lot of innings.
Yes.
No, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
But
he can still get people out. He's not dominant the way he once was. We're saying the same thing here.
No, I think you think he's a little bit better now than what he was, and I don't.
No, I don't think. I don't think he was what he was. No, I don't think that.
You've watched him. We paid close attention to
Yeah.
him in the Auburn series and the last few. He is pitching on a high wire.
Yes.
Okay, I mean
The
he's
two
getting double
plays.
plays.
The two double plays got him out
I
of trouble.
We're talking about he could give up eight earned runs and three plus.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree with throwing Rabe. The interesting thing is with DeCaro for North Carolina, who has been their ace all season, and pitched a 2-hit shutout against USC last Saturday. He threw 117 pitches. Now, DeCaro's numbers for the year at 2.28 ERA are fantastic, and he's been the ace. But the 3 starts before that USC start, he gave up 8 runs in 12 innings. Okay, not well off of his numbers for most of the year. And
Against what teams?
They were all ACC teams.
I know, but there's a 20 team league. I mean, the top of the bottom are complete. Georgia Tech's a little bit better than Stanford.
They are. If you give me a second, I'll get it. But the point I wanted to he hasn't thrown a complete game all season. Most guys don't. This was special circumstances. And that workload, I just wonder if he can come back 6 days later, and do it again. Maybe he can. He's been as good a pitcher as there was in the ACC all season. The 3 before that were Pitt, North Carolina State, and Virginia Tech. So Pitt was a 40 RPI team, just barely missed out on getting in the tournament. NC State was one of the last teams in.
Did you watch
Virginia
that
Tech
game?
was a 2 seed.
That USC game where they lose the first one.
Yeah.
So they're in an elimination game.
Gave up the grand slam.
And what's that?
He gave up they were ahead 5-2 and gave up the grand slam in game 1. North Carolina.
DeCaro did? No,
not DeCaro, the other guy.
No, DeCaro got the complete game shutout.
On Saturday, yeah.
Did you watch that game?
Yes.
What did you think of him? Because when I'm watching him and I'm telling friends we're playing at Belmont and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't see anything special out of this guy. I mean, I don't see the movement. I don't see the crazy velo. I don't see where he's just where the hitters are. But he is just mowing these guys down.
Yeah.
In USC, no matter what their bats were for the most of the season, they were a tough group to get out. Yeah. And he just, they're not even threatening. They barely had runners in scoring position.
Right.
I mean, he was just so dominant, and I'm like, what am I missing here?
He doesn't have overwhelming velocity. He doesn't have an unusual delivery.
I didn't even think he was just like hitting a corner here, corner there, and his location, his command.
He threw a lot of strikes, is what I would tell you. He worked ahead most of the time. Maybe they could have been more aggressive.
No, he was ahead in the count the whole time.
Right.
They never had any runners on. It was. it was. I'm just saying my eyeballs didn't match the box score here because he was unbelievable against a really hot lineup.
Yeah, he was. Again, my question is, can you do it again? Less than a week later? On this stage.
If he can do it in Chapel Hill, he can do it at Charles Schwab with the wind blowing in.
I'm taking Ole Miss in the juice, so we'll see.
Ole Miss is plus what?
123 right now.
I think that I like that. The funny thing about I like Ole Miss plus points too. I would take either one. It was a lot of pitches. That's the most pitches he's thrown all year.
Yes.
Okay. You talk about the previous starts. You didn't give me the competition, but
Pitt, North Carolina State, and Virginia Tech.
Those are okay.
Yeah,
those are okay. They're at the top level.
North Carolina just got in, and Virginia Tech was a 2 seed.
Those are not bad. And Bio's been here. He's kind of he's won here. The thing is, he didn't do this when they won it. Bianco, he didn't pitch Elliott first, and Elliott was clearly their best pitcher.
Yeah,
he didn't do that. He went with the experienced guy.
Right.
And kept Elliott, in his number 2 spot.
So, we'll see.
I'd have to take the underdog as well. I'll just wait for North Carolina to choke. They got off the hook. I mean, we totally disagreement on that. I mean, I've watched Major League Baseball. There's not one Major League Baseball broadcaster say, "Oh, they blew that pop up in foul territory." Not one. But anyway, they got off the mat, but they were done down.
No, they were in trouble.
2 outs. They got the first guy. They got the leadoff guy in the ninth.
They
right?
were yes.
In a walk single. I think it was a walk single, and then sac fly, and then the double that. Now, top 20 of center fielders, Curiel, they're getting that ball.
Yeah,
that one.
It was a long run, but
it was a long run. But
there are outfielders that could make that play.
The placement of the outfielders threw me off. He ran a long way.
He did.
He ran a long way.
We got World Cup starting tonight. Hey,
World Cup Max. He's full of winners.
By the
Chalk
way,
Fest so far, huh?
I invited a guy to lunch today that neither one of us know. Have you heard about Freddie L.A.?
No.
Freddie L.A. has become Max, chime in here with me. He has become a media celebrity. It's a guy from Germany who
call it an influencer, maybe.
I don't think he was even an
media.
influencer.
Who does he work for?
Nobody.
He's an influencer.
Yeah, at this point,
he's not media. He's an influencer.
But I think he became an influencer in the last week. He just left from Germany and decided to put his trip to the World Cup. He's going to be here the whole time, I think.
His country's going to win.
On Twitter. Knows. Okay. So he's been in Atlanta. He was at the game at Jordan-Hare the other night. He was in Gainesville. He was in New Orleans last night. And he loves everything America. They took him to Buc-ee's. He's like, can you believe this is a gas station?
He loved Fairhope, Alabama.
Fairhope, Alabama.
The sunsets.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beach.
So he's just been promoting everything America.
He's going Southern deep.
So in the last 9 days, he's gone from 10,000 Twitter followers to 400,000 Twitter followers. And last night, the guy had to eat in a Waffle House parking lot because he got there after it closed. I didn't even know Waffle House. I didn't even know Waffle House. I didn't know Waffle House closed. So I said he's going to Houston. The German team plays on Sunday. I said, look, if you're coming through Baton Rouge today, stop and have. We'll buy you lunch. We can do better than the Waffle House parking lot. Me and you.
You got a mouse?
Me and
in
you.
Your pocket?
I'll buy him lunch.
Yeah. Okay. He'll be offering my money, dude.
So, Freddie L.A., if you're on your way, I don't know him. I've got no idea.
You give him a styrofoam box and under the awning.
He can sit right here. He can sit right here next to me.
I'm German.
We'll buy him.
He's apparently
his last name Ott. He's German.
He might be. I don't know his last name.
He's become an Ella fella. Are you familiar with that term?
Yeah, sure, Max. Fill me in, please.
Ella Langley is a country music sensation at the moment. Apparently, all the stations, the radio stations that he's been listening to, just play her nonstop. Which I'm not a country person.
She ends up on the radio every time he turns it on.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he's learning everything about American culture as we are. He's journaling, and it's been very fun to follow.
Well, they're good.
I like somebody.
He's entertaining.
Yeah, he's funny. And
did he hook up with Mayo last night?
Should have.
Mayo was on Twitter last night.
Hey, I'm on the air.
Complaining about the other.
What's that guy's name?
Complaining about the other World Cup.
What's the guy's name?
Yeah, I'm live.
Floop. Yeah, I'm live. Yeah. Boy, he was. Yeah, I'm live. Gave Saban a third degree. because he's basically telling the kids they can't have all this money when he benefited a lot of money. So
more than someone. What am I buying Freddie for lunch today?
Oh, okay, Freddie, this is what you get. You're going to start off with the beef ravioli, the Cajun bechamel sauce, crispy shallots, the herb oil and green beans, seared scallops, smoked tomato butter with confit tomatoes, the warm arugula salad. Scallops are really, really good over here. We love those. The entree features today, how about these? A Wagyu Manhattan filet, truffle pea puree, roasted turnips, a red wine veal glaze. A suggested wine pairing is a Valraven Zinfandel, not Ravenswood, but Valraven Zinfandel out of Sonoma. And the stuffed grouper with the spicy crawfish stuffing, Gouda grits, sun-dried tomato crema. Suggested wine pairing is the Frank Family Chardonnay. Chef Patrick does a wonderful job diversifying the specials, and his attention to detail has been outstanding. And we wish him the best of luck because I believe his wife went into labor for their first child. So, Patrick, we are pulling for you. Hope everything comes out and you get your healthy first baby on the board. So, Chef's baby.
God bless.
Yes, indeed.
Live at Rufino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rufino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Let's go out to San Diego or wherever. He was in Saratoga last week for the Belmont. Chris, where you at, brother? Where are you today?
I am in San Diego today. Nice, beautiful. It's actually very warm this morning. I think it's going to be a hot one today. Nice and sunny. Excited to start the weekend. I'm thinking about making a trip up to Santa Anita tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't been up there in a while, and you get the itch when you're at Saratoga. You just want to keep it rolling.
We had Paul Bovey on yesterday, who was at Game 4. Of course, you introduced me to Paul years ago, and I have to ask you, what's your thoughts? We see all the celebrities, in this who's who, and the bandwagon is overflowing for Knicks mania right now. But one guy that I'm wondering, I said, I got to ask Macero. What's your thoughts on Bob Kraft being courtside?
Oh, you must have missed my my tweet on I believe that was Monday night. I said, "What a waste of a ticket! Bob Kraft has to be there with his he's making his political statement. He has the blue square on. We don't have to get into politics, but there's absolutely no reason for Bob Kraft to be at a Knicks game. I don't know what he's doing there. I know he has all the money in the world. He's one of the richest guys. He's worth billions of dollars." You know what he should be concerned with? He should be concerned with signing Christian Gonzalez. He should be concerned with signing Drake May, not going out, hanging out with, the celebrities and Taylor Swift. I saw a really good tweet yesterday. I don't always agree with Portnoy, but I think Portnoy was like, how many of these people would have been in the front row if it was the Lakers versus whoever in the finals? I mean, these people just have just no shame, a lot of them. I mean, how is Taylor Swift I know Kelsey's from Ohio, and she's at the Cat. I know I thought she was rooting for the Cats last year.
Yeah, well, Kelsey, it's a house divided apparently, because Kelsey is not only from Ohio, but he's from the Cleveland area, kind of the Cleveland outskirts. So there you go. And but I mean,
it's nice that Paul was able to survive leaving the game the other night to join you on the show too. I mean, what a way to really represent your city. You're throwing eggs at the best player in the world, and you're lighting everything on fire. It's only Game 4, and your whole city's upside down. It's just unbelievable what happens in this country these days.
What to the court? What did you think of the game? Of Game 4?
Obviously it's been beaten to death. The fourth quarter, the collapse, the De'Aaron Fox. Not just that last play where he tries to take the shot for no reason, but he must have had 5 or 6 turnovers where he's throwing the ball to no one. He's not paying attention. He's just shooting air balls. He just had one of the worst second halves you could have ever imagined. Obviously, you're going to blame Mitch Johnson a lot. He never called timeout to tell him, hey, stop shooting threes. We have the best player in the world, the biggest guy in the history of the NBA. Can you just throw him the ball down low? Another thing that wasn't talked about a lot either is they were in the bonus very early in the fourth quarter, and they never attempted to go to the hole at all. You could talk about De'Aaron Fox not pulling it out. It's just unbelievable that you don't. That's a play that we would be talking about during college basketball. A freshman, he got excited, took the ball in the tournament, and he went in and he just misses the shot. They showed the replay. I've seen some pictures that it was a foul, but regardless of that is just such a freshman college type of play, not the veteran on the team, De'Aaron Fox. But then if you go back and look at the Mike Brown comments and the video from when they played at Sacramento, he did some other crazy things. It's just not the highest IQ player. That all being said, I don't think it's over yet. I rehashed it all week. I discussed it a lot this week. Spurs led Game 1 57% of the time, 47% of the time in Game 2, 78% and 97% the last two games. The Spurs have led 135 of 192 minutes, 71% of the time, in a double-digit lead in all four games. They've had the lead with less than 2 minutes to go in all four games, and somehow they're down 3-1. I don't really need to bet the Spurs because my biggest bet in the series was over 5.5 games. So I'm hoping the Spurs can get the job done. I think they will, and I kind of lean towards the over as you have the extra day of rest between games. And if you notice, the only game that did go over was Game 3 when they had that extra day of rest. So I don't know why the Spurs players are tired. They're all 21, 22 years old, but they seem to have a little bit more energy on that extra day of rest, especially Wemby, who, he's kind of frail and slight stature, even though he's this big alien. He does take a little bit of abuse, and, maybe he has a little more energy, the home crowd. I don't think the Spurs are going to lose all 3 games at home.
Well, Chris, isn't it the extended minutes on Wemby? I mean, his minutes are way up from what they were in the regular season at some point. Doesn't that, even at 22, doesn't that start to take a toll on you?
Oh, I would agree with that. And, like I said, he's slight of frame. He's banging with a lot of guys. And another thing you can question Mitch Johnson about, you're up 29 points, 25 points. You're up 24. That's when they mentioned it on the broadcast of the biggest comeback in the history of the finals was the Celtics versus the Lakers back in 2008. I remember exactly where I was for that game. So I was texting a few of my friends. I go, I guess this one's over. That's the highest amount. But you would think you would get Wemby some rest where they might say, hey, get him some rest now. Worst case scenario, he's rested in the fourth quarter if we have to bring him back in. But, Mitch Johnson, for a guy that I thought, and I think I might have mentioned on the show last week, I thought should be coach of the year. And then he's actually coached so bad that it's almost like a fireable offense how he's coached. I mean, shooting eight three-pointers in a row, missing all 8 in a row without calling timeout and setting something up to go inside or just change the strategy, it's just mind-blowing. And to play Wemby all those minutes, when you really didn't have to, you're up 29 points, give him some rest. Hopefully you get the guys to close it out, and then you're fresh for Game 5. But very, very head-scratching indeed.
Here's the official numbers. In the regular season, 29 minutes a game. In the postseason, prior to Game 7 of the conference finals, 34 minutes a game.
And that's the overtime game, where he played like 53 minutes with the OKC game, I think it was.
Yeah.
Remember we played
he played 49 minutes in Game 1
of the
finals, the
Conference
Western Conference Finals.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
But then he went kind of back into the mid-30s. Right. From Game 7 of the conference finals to now, he has played no less than 39 minutes.
What makes it more just inexcusable, Chris, is you got a 20 to 29 point lead in the second half, and you still play. You only sit him for a minute. I mean, Cornette's not winning any All-NBA awards, but he can give you 3 to 4 minute stretches, and they've done it all season. And then, this is the best free throw shooting big man in the history of the game, and he misses 2 free throws. He's done, man. And you had the luxury. There's no excuse to be sitting. They got 14 assistants on staff. You don't think one is in charge of Wemby's rotational minutes? I mean,
the whole thing.
Yes.
I mean, the whole thing is this. I mean, from not changing the strategy of shooting threes to how about shooting the threes, not just shooting them, but shooting them with 12 and 14 seconds on the shot clock. There was no semblance of slow it down. We got the game. I compared it immediately. Immediately when the game ended, I go, this is exactly like the Atlanta Falcons losing to the Patriots. They had to try. They had to help the Patriots out. If they took a knee every play, the Patriots lose. You cannot lose that game unless you tried to lose it. Playing fast, shooting threes, not going to the line. Just mind-blowing, and it's if you're sitting there as a coach, how do you not see it when the rest of the world can
You
see
thought
it?
the Falcons sat on that lead or did not sit on that lead?
No, they didn't sit on it. If the Falcons had taken a knee every single play, they would have won the game. No doubt about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, the one
Because
thing, and I know you're Patriots fans and nobody's. Go ahead.
No, but you had the Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan drops back the pass on first down, and that's where they got the strip sack from Hightower.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah,
the one thing.
If they just took a knee, they would not have won. They would not have lost that Super Bowl.
Well, one thing about it is, if you watch, and then when New England wins a toss, I mean, listen, that defense was gassed. I mean, they could not stop them. I mean, the last touchdown drive and then the touchdown in overtime, and they were just, they were done, and just to allow Wemby to go. You see him for 1 minute in the second half is criminal. But, this is part of the playoff seasoning, not just on the floor, but on the bench as well. So he might have been anointed by Pop. He's no Popovich. There's no doubt. He can improve. He certainly might. So you like San Antonio tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play at -5.5, and I know the spread hasn't come into play much except for the last game, but because I have that, my biggest bet in the series is over 5.5 games, so I technically don't have to play it, but I do like the Spurs to get the job done, and I do like the over due to the fact you have the extra rest, you're in a desperation spot, there should be some extra fouling if it's a close game or if the Spurs are down. So I'm leaning towards the over, and I do like the Spurs to bring it back to New York for Game 6.
All right. Anything else in your betting menu you want to share with us for today or this weekend?
Well, just a couple futures I kind of like, and it's already moved. I played it middle of this week. The White Sox at 45-1 to win the American League. The American League is wide open. There's only 5 teams. There's only 5 teams with a plus run differential. I got 45-1. They're winning the division, and if they were not winning the division, they were still 4 games up in the wild card. They just beat the Braves two straight. They got rained out yesterday. Pitching staff solid. They're hitting good, and they have a huge home field advantage. That place is going wild on the weekend games there. Just young kids having a lot of fun. They had a lot of top draft picks over the last few years. Pitching's been solid, so it's worth a flyer in an American League that's wide open. No one's doing well. The Yankees can't hit. Judges hurt. Cleveland, I guess. I mean, they don't have much pitching. Seattle's always a factor. I just feel like it's going to be a team that's out of nowhere. Maybe a team that's not even in the top playoff spots at the moment. Maybe Toronto gets back into it. Even the A's, they've been a fun story. But I like the way the White Sox are playing. I like the plus run differential, and I like the way they're sitting in the playoff picture right now.
You want to know the spirit? You want to know the spirit of the White Sox fan base right now, with a good feel and a thing? The South Side's never been safer. Okay, I mean that gives you an indication of how they're feeling about their team right now.
Yeah, so I played a little fun parlay on early this week, like I mentioned. I played the White Sox to win the American League. I played the Saints to win the division for all you folks down there. I really think that every year you get at least one, most of the times 2 times, where you get a team that goes from last to first in the division. The Saints are my prime candidate for one of them. I like Tennessee for a chance to win the other one that goes last to first. And then I played it with 2 World Cup teams, France and Spain, the 2 favorites. So I have something to root for during this World Cup because I'm not the biggest football fan.
All right, we're way overdue. Golden Tempo, if they're one running to Preakness, that's a weak field, but would have been a little compromise in the Belmont. You were there. Would he have won the Triple Crown?
No, because he wouldn't have had that effort in him to win the Belmont. He might have been able to win that Preakness because that Preakness is going down as one of the worst fields of all time. The worst part about the Golden Tempo story is, like I mentioned before, I'm friends with David and Gordo, who's Cherie DeVoe's husband. We made hats. They all said Tempo. We wore them around all weekend, and our group, none of us had $1 on Golden Tempo based on the way the track was playing.
Chris.
So we've been kicking ourselves for a week straight.
Enjoy it, man. Thanks. Great stuff. We'll talk to you next week. And enjoy Bob Kraft. He's expected to be courtside tonight in tomorrow night in San Antonio.
Oh, God, hopefully not. Bye-bye.
Legacy title, Chad Reynolds, legacy title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060, full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Their long-standing staff going to execute your deal seamlessly. Ashley Donald, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Mariana Haynes, Natalie Bradford Smith, buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, the legacy title, 296-0060.
Live at Rufino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
All right, Troy, let's get right to it, and let's talk about, these massive comebacks. Again, we're talking about it, and I know you can look at some of the highest scoring tickets, in-game money line, and we saw some big ones for the Knicks against the Cavaliers in Game 1. But I'm seeing significantly less. So you had a 22-point deficit against Cleveland with 8 minutes to go. 2 nights ago, you had a 20-point lead by the Spurs with 9 minutes to go, but significantly less. Do the odds makers, are they having a human element, human input, where we're not going to get burned and pay ridiculous prices on this again? What is that what we're seeing at Bet Rivers as well?
Yeah, a little bit, because, the Knicks money line bet type against the Cavs, can't remember specifically what game it is, that was the biggest public winner on a single bet since the Super Bowl, and the biggest one of the NBA season for as far back as I can remember. And hilariously enough, from Wednesday night, this is now the biggest payout on a single bet in basketball. We didn't see is long odds in real time. The longest bet we took a wager on was 55-1.
Okay.
But what really crushed the book is that this happened enough before. You had muscle memory. People, including myself, backed them live. A lot of people backed them live, and it was not with small amounts. I mean, several $1,000 bets at 20-1 live or longer. That is, it's the biggest. This game resulted in the biggest loss for the sports book. I haven't had the time to go far back, but at least of the last full year, just a massive, massive win. You're talking nearly 80% of the moneyline money post-game was on the Knicks. And they were losing for most of the game. Certainly they were the heavy betting favorite entering the game from a public standpoint, but people just dumped it on. And as I said, on Monday, if they get down 10, bet on them. Even if you can only get them 3-1,
right.
4-1, just bet on them because they have that killer instinct that you got to put them 6 feet under, or else they're going to come back. And I think a little bit's on the Spurs, but if this happens again on Saturday, I don't know what the number is that you have to stop at because the Knicks will get down by 30, but you can't put it super low because they're going to come back.
The muscle memory. Those two words. Yes, I've seen it before. I've got some very casual bettors that I'm friends with, and they're like, "Oh man, I'm going to bet them in the day." You've been alerted, and you've got some of these, and they're taking their shot. 80% of the live betting on the Knicks. Yeah, when losing like that the whole game, you come back to win. Wow. I had an idea, but geez, I didn't know that. And the 55-1, the highest payout that you know of, that's large. I've heard a lot of 30-1s, a lot.
Yeah.
So that's even higher than considerably, double from what I've heard because the odds makers have to have that human element and human input on this because it has happened, and you got to anticipate some of this public action as well.
Yeah, most of the long odds wagers were between 20 to 1 and 25 to 1. We certainly took some at 28 to 1, 30 to 1, some at 40 to 1. But the bulk of that is coming in the 20 to 25 to 1. And again, they're not small wagers. You know, a lot of $100, $250, $500,000 wagers. I mean, that is just a multiplier there. And you don't do that unless you have a massive bankroll, or you know that it's a real possibility, and you're not just being a homer. Like in myself, it was not a massive better. Like I've seen it before, and we just know the disparity in youth versus experience, and there's equal talent. You take the team with experience, we've got guys who can just grind it out.
Yep. Troy, the peek. Give us a peek behind the window here, because so much. We used to be the odds makers, and Jimmy Vaccaro, who set the Buster Douglas and Tyson, and we've done shows and had Jimmy, in person with us out there, and Chris Andrews to write the books. And recently, one of the privately owned, it was the South Point and Colucci's place, the Rampart. They were still, Chris Andrews and Vinny Magliulo were still setting the lines. South Point, the Rampart just let Caesars operate their book. That was about 2-3 months ago, Charlie, something like that. But you have to, the human element in these lives to step in. How much of that, or just they say, go with the algorithm and do it, but here's a classic case. Not only is the Knicks, it's muscle memory, it's happened, but if you don't have your head in the sand, the Knicks fans have money. And they're going to bet on their team. People bet what they want to. How much of the human element is actually involved in these situations?
There is some, maybe not as much as you think, but it is in the pre-match kind of setting of lines, and not just setting the line, here's the number, but this is well past my knowledge base of how computer programs work and algorithms and all that, but you take the betting data, and you can kind of set parameters how you want the program to respond in real time. And it's not nearly as much, we don't want to, when you see the score starting to close in late in the game, it's not so much someone's got their hand on the trigger and dialing it back. Say, I don't want to offer the odds this long, let's tighten it up. It has a lot to do with the information you put in before the game, how people are betting on it, and that will automatically kind of based off of your settings, so to speak. There are certainly more real human elements, based off of, market share and how much money we've won or lost in previous games. People are discussing that beforehand. But once the game gets started, it's kind of how did you set the table with the system beforehand? And it will hopefully adjust itself as the game progresses based on your wants and needs.
Well, the algorithms are based on the point spreads, and it's kind of predetermined. But it's analytics, it's algorithms, it's predetermined. It gives you a guide. But I think this is a classic case of some of these management meetings. Like, no, there has to be a human element. You cannot give the Knicks supporters. You cannot give them right now. They're throwing money around like it's crazy. I mean, you can't give them these big odds. You can't do it. You got to temper it. You got to put a governor on a transmission. Oh, wow. That's the fascinating point of it, where, no, just leave it alone and work itself out, things like that. But this just in. The Knicks fans are excited. They're emotional. They're spending, but they're the ticket broker, or the ticket broker's best friend right now.
They got you so riled up, you're using auto racing analogies, man.
I don't even know what I used. It was an auto racing term, Charlie, but I do know that D.C. was built on a swamp, and they're fighting outside. And Troy's going. Troy, you going Sunday, huh?
No, unfortunately not. I, having been born and raised here, you know a lot of people in high places, and I've had the opportunity to put in some requests. Famously, I put in a request to play in Barack Obama's pickup basketball game. It was one thing I wanted to do, and unfortunately moved away during his second term and never got the official invite. I put in a request to a buddy who actually works at the Secret Service, and it was one of those where I was setting up the question with a little bit of intro, and he cut me off and was like, no, you are not important enough, nor do you have the money to even sniff it. I'm sorry. He's like, and you are not the first person. However, you probably deserve it the most, but no chance. And also, I'm not going outside today. If I'm going outside tomorrow, it's going to the pool. It is so hot in D.C. It is
Oh, man, don't
incredibly
start.
humid.
Oh,
It is
no.
going
Poor
to be
guy.
brutal.
No, you poor asshole. I mean, really, it's too hot in D.C. I mean, come
To,
on,
be-
man.
to sit outside for 5 hours under
No,
hot
no.
lights, bunched up against people in suits and military garb.
Saturday-
even just getting down to the mall. No, thank you.
Saturday,
Yeah.
2:30 game at Tiger Stadium in September. Come join us.
No, but Max, but listen, we wilt in the cold. Okay, no, not you, but I do, and everybody else. But but for them, and it is, the humidity is way more. I mean, it's not a Louisiana swamp, but it's built on a swamp. It just has the makings of being a real inconvenient type of. I don't know. It's look, we'll see. On a Sunday, Troy, have they done these events on a Sunday before?
It's never in America, I don't think.
Okay.
Not a full-on pay-per-view. They've done in the past. They've done fight night cards on Sundays, potentially even some like Fight for the Troops back in the day. But this is a legitimate number pay-per-view event with multiple title fights, and it's a pretty strong card. So this is the first to happen in America.
Give us a couple of winners. You like anything?
Yeah, I like the main event not to go to decision between Ilya Topuria and Justin Gaethje. The problem is, not to go to the distance is just a short price. So I would probably lean on, the short price on Topuria as well. So I'd probably just lean on Topuria to win by TKO or KO. He's got super heavy hands. I think if you wanted to go fight not to go the distance, parlay it with two other fights. Derek Lewis and Josh Hawkett, that's going to last 3 minutes. That is a heavyweight banger. Pair that as well with Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. Bo Nickel, world-class All-American wrestler. Thought to be the next big thing. He finishes fights. Kyle Dawkins doesn't go the distance. So, you pair those three together on fights to end. And it's also, like betting over in a football game. You want to see fights end. You don't want to see, pure wrestling matches where two guys, heavyweights clinging onto each other. So those are avenues I would go. But I think the fights are set up to have a lot of potential finishes. I don't see this being a slow, plodding card. These are guys, all the guys on this card know how to finish.
Follow Troy on Twitter at Troy Macker. That's Machir. Troy, try not to wilt, okay? Find a pool. Put on some sunscreen. And we'll be thinking about you, just gutting it through this warm spell in D.C. Thank you, Troy. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, guys.
All right, don't forget our friends at United Community Bank. Your business is our business at United Community Bank. We support the hardworking folks behind local business from initial startup loans to ongoing planning and assessments. United Community Bank is here for you. Stop on by and help visit with our bankers, Prentice Wilkes, Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, and discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at Rufino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Odd and Annie from Rufino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Sam Burns at the Canadian Open, an event he almost won a year ago, shot 64 yesterday, followed it up with a 67 today.
Yeah, and on 18, man, he's looking really comfortable. So the Max jump in here, but it looks like, when you get that morning tee time when the wind is such a factor, it's more advantageous. Well, Max, has been windy for most of the morning, huh?
Yeah, the forecast has been that it would be up all day today. Now, there were some low scores. There were some 6-under par rounds. There was also Eric Cole, who had the first-round lead, one of my picks, who is going to miss the cut because he shot 6 over today. So it's playing about almost a couple shots harder than it did yesterday because the wind is up, but certainly good to have a good score in the clubhouse, and I wouldn't expect he'll be, if anything, more than one shot off.
Well, Alex Fitzpatrick struggled yesterday, but he's hot today, huh?
Oh, he started with a double bogey. What
did he finish yesterday?
He finished, I believe, 2 under. I think he's 2 under today.
Okay, he's 2 under today, shooting for a birdie here. He makes it.
All right,
so he's
so
5
under.
Now.
Yeah,
okay.
In the mix, nevertheless.
All right.
Come back with hour number 2. Bruce Marshall joins the show live at Rufino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book.
Can anybody help us?
Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
Bruce, I didn't see you on the surveillance camera jumping on taxis in New York City now. Is that you? Huh? Bruce?
I saw him. He was sitting behind Taylor Swift.
Oh, he was sitting with Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
huh?
in the row behind.
Brucey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I am pretty good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. What's your thoughts of these NBA Finals?
I know the Knicks are now really close, and it's interesting. The last time they won was '73. They won on the road at LA at the Forum 53 years ago. They haven't actually won at home since that Willis Reed game in '70. So if they do that, they'd have to wait till Game 6. But I'd be a little. I don't think this series is over yet. The San Antonio should not. I mean, my God, they should not have lost that game. In Game 4, just like the I mean, just like the Cavs in Game 1 of that series. What I often see when you see these big collapses, when the team is when you're up more than 20, well into the third quarter, you just stop shooting so many threes. Work it. You go for a higher percentage shot. Almost every time you see a team collapse, they end up shooting a lot of threes at the end of shot clocks and things like that. And the Spurs all of a sudden went really cold. But I think they have done generally a pretty good job harassing Brunson, although he did score over 30 the other night. He is making more turnovers than he made the first three series. Cat has slowed down here, and I'm thinking he's looking a little more. Now, granted, I did not actually see Game 4, so I'm just doing from what I read. But he seemed like he was starting to get more agitated, and it started when he got pulled late in the third quarter of Game 2. His production has really dropped since then, and I think that's alarming. Can you get Anunoby Anunoby helped save the game the other night for the Knicks? But some of the guys from the bench aren't quite contributing as much. I think this series is still alive. For the first time, I'm actually thinking, even though they're down 3-1, the Spurs have a little chance here. I think they will win Game 5. So we will see. One other thing, these games are going over in the first half, it seems like, but under in the end. These things really slow down a lot in the second half. Even Game 3 that looked like it was going to comfortably go over. It waited until the last minute before it finally got over, so that's been another pattern. But I don't think San Antonio is dead yet, no.
Can I ask you guys a question? Who's the second best player for San Antonio?
Stephon Castle.
Bruce?
Castle, although different guys can step in different nights. It could be Champagne one night. It could be Keldon Johnson another night. If Darren Fox is healthy, it could be him. Generally, I'd say Castle, but, I mean, they do have some weapons if they're all firing. So
the reason I'm saying because Castle has done a really good job on Brunson.
And he's play on the other end.
And he is – and listen, and when they need a guy to shoot technical free throws or whatever, he's the guy, not De'Aaron Fox, not anybody else. I mean, he is he got the offensive rebound, which should have been the game-winning free throws. He nailed them both.
Yeah.
And getting an offensive, but that put him up with 20 seconds to go or whatever. But what he's done to Brunson, and Brunson's shooting percentage is way down, and he is just That's my thoughts, but yeah.
Second, I'm not sure it's not Dylan Harper. And his minutes are significantly below, 6 to 7 minutes below what you're giving De'Aaron Fox. I got to play Harper starter minutes, even if he's off the bench. I got to play him starter minutes right now.
This is your deal. It's when I get aggravated when you start talking about them. Well, who's making more? De'Aaron Fox or
De'Aaron Fox
Harper?
Is making way more money.
Like 40 times more, whatever the hell it is.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. I mean, but he's not the better player. If you're watching a damn game, okay, these decisions are made by your max player. your $40 million a year player. These plays are made by your rookie. You'd have a flip-flopped. It would be way more understandable if Harper was making $40 million and Fox was a rookie on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
I mean, it is completely – no, Harper needs to be – Harper didn't play – was it game one? Didn't play down the stretch? Harper does – his last shot is with 10:10 to go 2 nights ago. You know, I mean, no, absolutely.
In the finals, he's averaging about 6 to 7 minutes
Yeah.
less than De'Aaron Fox. And if those numbers flip, I'm not sure that they don't win at least one more of those games.
Harper's better than Fox. I don't think he's better than Castle. But your point is made. Well, no, but 100%. But it's a guy, Charlie, we talk about all the time, staying married to your contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yes, of course he's going to play because he's making more. You know, Rohan Davey, different sports, says, yeah, whoever's making the more money is going to get more. 7 more opportunities.
With 1 to 3 games left in the season, I can make this change.
Go ahead, Brucey.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but there's still a few games left in this series, and you're right. Yeah, Harper he can be one of the second best guy if he's on. Castle's job defensively, what Mitch Johnson did early in the series, he started to press not half court, not even 3/4 court. I mean full court. I mean Brunson has been having to work hard just to get across the timeline in those 8 seconds. So they've been able to, compress the Knicks offense. If the clock's at 16 and you're just across the timeline, then it still takes a couple seconds to set. You got like 10, 11 seconds to look for a shot. I mean, they've made it tough, and Castle's been part of that. Also, now again, I didn't see for Game 4 because I was flying, but I thought after Game 3, I said, look, Castle, Mike Brown's got to put Anunoby on Castle because he's getting into the paint too easily when he's driving from the wing. And they had Anunoby, I think, guarding Vassell earlier in the series. I'm not sure if that switched in Game 4, but a key is to keep Castle from getting into the paint because he can bother them that way. So I think this series is really close, though, even though the Knicks they got 2 wins by a point. This thing could still flip. I'm suddenly not sure the Knicks are going to pull this thing out. We will see.
Yeah, and that's the problem. So as close as it's been and whatever, but the Spurs losing 2 games by a point, that's just hard to overcome. I mean, you got to be really a lot better. I was just, anyway, it's been exciting. Once you get past the overhyping of anything out of New York, especially sports, because everybody wants to move the meter. Everybody wants clicks. Everybody wants ratings. And so anything significant in sports is going to be covered way more out of New York than anywhere else. We get it. But, man, they got some likable guys, some hard-nosed guys like Anunoby. I mean, this guy is, shoot, did we talk about the LeBron block against Iguodala and the game was tied? I mean, he's got the block and he's got the putback and he's got a 3 2 minutes before that to keep him in the game. I mean, so, Brunson's not a showy guy. I mean, he's a hard-nosed guy and he's a winner. I mean, they got a lot. Josh Hart. I mean, you get past the nonsense. I mean, these guys have some likable guy players in their roster.
They do. It's a lunch pail sort of team, really. And earlier in the series, the bench didn't seem to do as much in Game 4, but Brown has been able to rely on, and Shamet and others have been able to step in and score. They reminded me a bit of way back when the Warriors won their first title back in the 70s when Rick Barry was there. Al Attles used that whole bench. I mean, they had so many different guys contributing. I mean, Phil Smith. Back when he was Keith Wilkes, or he was Jamal, he was a rookie back then. Charlie Johnson, they have Derek Dickey. I mean, these are guys off the bench, not even their starters, who were contributing. So the Knicks had a lot of different guys contributing, but not as much. Look at the box score in Game 4. And by the way, I think the Cats slowing down in this series, that's got to be a little worried of the Knicks, even though they are just one game from slowing it up. But that's when they were at their best, when he was doing his thing, and he's slowed down the last couple of games. So I think that's a little bit of a worry.
What you think? What's that all about? Why is he slowing down a little bit? Because both Charlie and I agreed, 2 or 3 games in, I mean, he is the most impactful player, MVP, at that point. Because he's doing such a great job on Wemby, too. He was.
Oh, yes. Body language. Watching him, those couple, after he got pulled, I think in game 2, I go back to that, when he got pulled for that fourth foul, which was a dicey call in the third quarter. He hasn't been quite the same since, and that's been the one thing. He has had a tendency to commit more fouls or get whistled more. And his reactions throughout his career, when the referees start picking on him like that, or he thinks they're picking on him, that's when he starts to go into a little bit of his funk. And I'm a little worried for the Knicks' sake. That's what he's been doing the last couple of games. He's just kind of frustrated at some of the calls in the series, and it seems to snowball for him. Now, he was avoiding that the first 3 rounds of the playoffs and the first game and a half of this series. But since then, it's sort of looked like the old cat a little bit, at least, and just kind of frustrated. He's always looking around at the refs, and I think that's one of his issues.
Losing that in multiple close games like that, blowing historic leads, it's hard to come back from. But they take care of business tomorrow night. There's a little bit of, if you don't think the Knicks fans or the Knicks players might be a little bit tight coming back at home, that might be.
Oh, yeah.
Your last shot to try and close it at home. So
I can't come up with a better reason than this, and I don't know if this is true, but he played more games in the regular season this year than he has since his 5th year in the league. So you're going back 7 years. You add in the postseason, we're on game 94 for him.
Oh,
so
Karl Anthony?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the mileage is just finally gaining on him.
Yep.
They do have longer breaks, though. 3 days separate the games when they travel from city to city. All right, Copa del Mundo. Let's go. Who we looking at? Give us a pick, Brucey.
Well, today, by the way, where I am, the USA game is going to start at 3 a.m. this morning. So I wonder if I'll be up to watch it. A little earlier, Canada, Bosnia, Herzegovina. By the way, now yesterday they had opener. The Mexico-South Africa opener. That's a little cautionary tale about this tournament. There are going to be some bad teams in this tournament, and South Africa's effort was feckless, to say the least. They just didn't create a thing, and there's going to be other teams like that who probably shouldn't be in this tournament or normally wouldn't be in it. Mexico's not that good, but South Africa looks bad. But I don't think every team is going to be as bad as South Africa, nor am I ready to say that Mexico, Canada, and USA have the big advantages being at home. Not yet, at least. Canada plays Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's the first game coming up in a couple of hours here on Friday. Canada's got some. Canada, I think, actually might be the best of the 3 co-hosts, but they do have some significant injuries they're going to have to deal with. Their best player, Alphonso Davies, Bayern Munich, out. 2 other guys who would be starters out. Bosnia and Herzegovina is a tough bunch to crap. Edin Dzeko is a 40-year-old. He's been around a long time. The last time Bosnia was in the World Cup 12 years ago, he was there. And he just led Schalke back into the Bundesliga. He's the best player on the pitch. They get a result out of this game. I'm not sure if it's a win or draw, but I think Bosnia gets a result. USA, Paraguay, if USA doesn't win, alarms should go off because Paraguay is very defense-oriented team. They are not flashy. They'll be better than South Africa was. My concern about the USA is this team is too easy to play against from what I've seen. That Pochettino was kind of a vanity hire because of his high profile, but he's coached teams with great players in the past. He doesn't necessarily have better players than the other teams in this tournament now. He's got better players than Paraguay. They'll probably win, but he should have. I like the USA blueprint, I think, should have been what Bruce Arena did in 2002 when they got to the quarterfinals. That team was hard to play against. Defense first, played on the counter. They didn't worry about being flashy. They were just darn hard to play against. I don't think this team is that hard to play against. These teams, I saw Belgium and Portugal, even they were a few starters were out, but they just walked through that defense. So did Senegal in that game that U.S. won recently in Charlotte. Paraguay might not do that, but better teams will. Pochettino can't think he can play like France or Spain or Brazil, and which that's his style. USA can't play like that. They got to play like Bruce Arena's team did 24 years ago. So that's why I think they will get through to the knockout phase, maybe even to the last 16, looking at the way the knockouts would go.
Any future considerations for the rest of the pool?
Spain is the best team if they're healthy, but they've got three key guys who are question marks, Jamal and Nico Williams and Rodri. So absent that, I'm not sure. I think England's actually got a chance. I wouldn't knock out Brazil yet either. Argentina, I do not think will win because it's very hard to win World Cups back-to-back, and I'm really not sure they were the best team the last time. Dark horses to watch, the Netherlands, maybe Norway, maybe Austria could all make some noise. Maybe Belgium, too, could make some noise. But Spain's the best team if they're healthy. But I don't think we'll even see in the first game a couple of those guys even play because they've been nursing injuries. That's going to be a big key.
Brucey, where are you again right now?
In Lugano, Switzerland.
How's the mosquitoes there?
What's that?
Exactly. Exactly. They're complaining about the UFC event that's going to have mosquitoes because D.C. is humid, and they're telling us from South Louisiana about the humidity and the mosquitoes.
Okay.
So,
well, if there's mosquitoes, that's why they have mosquito spray. So I'll be putting some on it.
Is it sponsored by Off?
They're sponsored by everything. The World Cup is, but it's not.
No, I'm talking about
UFC.
the UFC
is sponsored by everyone too, but.
Now we're talking about the Off.
Yeah, they're gonna have Bud Light branding on the south lawn of the White House.
There you go. Bruce, safe travels, buddy. We appreciate you taking time and your trips overseas, man. Good luck, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
Okay, boys. Thank you.
Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance for all of it. I mean, you waited too long to get that inspection check, get your unit serviced and cleaned so it can work and cool down your house properly instead of grinding a little bit more. And so it's going to raise your monthly bills. It's going to put your unit at risk of breaking down in the middle of it. You talk about that is the worst, huh? When your AC goes out in the middle of the summer, man. We talk about our membership programs. Our membership programs start at $24.95 a month. It includes service 2 times a year, 50% off diagnostics, 15% off repairs. All repairs come with a 3-year warranty. But for $40 a month, $39.95, the Elite membership plan, you get all of what I previously mentioned, but you also get a sign-up credit, a bonus credit for $200. We call them Total Maintenance TM bucks. You get a $200 credit. Also comes with a sensor system that you can download the app to notify a breakdown or a near breakdown. 2 visits a year, a diagnostics, and a lifetime warranty on repairs, and 50% off your monthly bill. But also half of that $39.95, 50% of your monthly bill goes to TM bucks, straight out credit. So when it's time to replace equipment or use new equipment, replace equipment, you get breakdowns and maintenance, TM bucks are there and you can use them. So it is a great deal. You got to call 480-1000 to inquire about their Elite membership plan. Nobody's doing this, man. I mean, these are unbelievable. Service 2 times a year, 50% off diagnostics, 15% off repairs. All repairs come with a 3-year warranty, and half of the monthly the bill, the membership, goes to credit to use when you need replacement and repairs done. Call 480-1000, 480-1000, Total Maintenance.
Great news for LSU baseball. Great news for LSU baseball. We'll tell you about that when we come back live at Rufino's. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Rufino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The anniversary sale underway at the Thibodeau store. The special event today in Lockport with all their demonstrations going on. Tomorrow, they move it over to Pierre Park. Bring the kids out for face painting and pictures with cartoon characters. They've got crawfish stew and white beans, potato salad that they'll be serving out there, and demonstrations from vendors. Father's Day just a little over a week away. Demonstrations from Milwaukee, from DeWalt, from the Swamp Bucket folks, from Country Clipper Mowers, from Pittman Creek Fishing, Costa Sunglasses, and a whole lot more. All 4 hardware stores are running specials here as we get to Father's Day. So power tools, hand tools, custom-made Cypress furniture from the Thibodeau store, your rockers, your benches, your gliders, your swings, all of those available right now. And again, head on down to Pierre Part. 115 years.
It's a big deal, man.
They really do. We went for the
great
113th 2 years ago, and they make a really big deal out of it. So get on down Highway 70 in Pierre Part in Thibodeau. It's a 900 St. Patrick Highway. They're now open in LaRose and Lockport, lumber delivery. Basically, anything you could ask for, they've got it at these stores, and they're making a big deal out of their anniversary sale that's going on now with these special event days. So,
and just in time for Father's Day.
Just 1 week away, a couple of days away from Father's Day. So get on out. Get Dad a nice gift from the Thibodeau store, the Pierre Part store, LaRose and Lockport. And online, it's thethibodeaustore.com. The good news for LSU baseball is that we hinted at this yesterday as Stephen Milam made it official today. He is withdrawing his name from the 2026 MLB draft, so you're not going to have to sweat an offer. He is coming back to LSU for his senior season. A starter since the day he hit campus. Everybody knows about the glove. That was highlighted all throughout the year. It's been that way for 3 years with him. He started second base, moved to shortstop after his first year. I could give you a bunch of numbers on Milam, but my favorite one I gave out yesterday, I'll repeat it. He led the team in walks and extra base hits. Guys that lead the team in walks and extra base hits are usually really big outfielders, really big first basemen. 5'6" shortstops don't lead teams in walks and extra base hits and play the type of defense that he does. He's a glue guy. He's a leader. He's not loud, but I do consider him a leader on that team. That's really, really good news for Jay Johnson. So.
Leading by example is way more important than leading vocally.
Yeah,
I'm a big believer in that. But he is the guy you really like to target, and I can't help but think about Mike Fontenot, where you don't have a ton of size. Well, you're undersized, quite frankly, and so the prospect, the shortstop for the Pirates, we talk
Connor
about.
Griffin.
I mean, it's huge.
Yes.
I mean, so he's got those measurables, and you want the best players who like the size, because the pros won't be that much more enamored with him. I mean, for him, his numbers, like you talk about in an SEC program where you're playing the highest level of competition at this level, I mean, he would be slotted much higher, but because of his size.
Yeah.
And it's just that simple. And so, you mean, when Fontenot was coming out of Salmon in Slidell, I mean, he was a guy that was going to the pros weren't going to do. Now, Benny Latino was the scout for the Rays at the time, and they were going to offer, and he liked him. Then they offered him way higher money than where he was drafted. But he still, when he went 2 years at LSU, then he improved himself. Where was he drafted then?
19th.
Not 19th round.
The 19th overall. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
First round.
Yeah. 21st round to 19th overall. And so, Milam's they're pretty close to the prospect. Middle infielders, a little bit more pop than you think. Maybe Fontenot had a little bit more pop. But just remind me of each other, but they're highly coveted for our college baseball programs.
Yeah.
Now, there's a different era also where you can pay them, and it's more reason now than then to stay in college. But it still remains as far as the ones that don't have the measurables that are just damn good players. And like you said, the guy that sticks out to me as far as two guys that stick out to me that just walked a ton that were – we're talking at a major league level. That would be Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas, a Hall of Famer, big hurt. He walked a ton. Barry Bonds, of course, late. I mean, a lot of them were just go, take your base, things like that. But, yeah, those kind of guys are extra base hits and walks, not your middle infielders, not just a middle infielder, but a high fielding percentage middle infielder.
So LSU's gone from having a lot of positions to fill on the infield. They've had a heck of a week. You picked up 2 impact transfers. You see if you get the second guy through the draft. But now that you know that Milam is coming back, boy, that gives you not only the glue of your infield, but a quality bat as well. So that's great news for Jay Johnson.
Little other college baseball news. Coastal Carolina set to hire Mississippi State former head coach Chris Lamanis. So that's who they're replacing.
Pretty good when you can hire a guy with a national championship on his resume.
Only one in the athletic department's history.
Yeah.
They said they were looking for a current head coach. Is that right?
They wanted a coach with head coaching experience.
Okay, well, they've got one.
Yeah.
Pretty good one.
He qualifies.
The latest MLB.com mock draft for 2026 is Derek Curiel going 13th overall.
Yeah, his.
I thought you said he was slipping.
He was, and in the last month of the season, it went back.
He can play.
He can play. There was concern.
Got to put on a little bit of strength.
There was concern about the injury coming out of fall, which Curiel clarified as soon as the season was over. In fact, I think he was on Matt's show, and I think it was the first a lot of people heard of it. He had a broken ankle. He had a significant injury, and I think that there was some concern about that early in the season, and his stock did start to slip a little bit. It rebounded a whole lot in the last month of the season.
It's funny how that a player who plays through injury, who's clearly affected, sometimes the scouts don't care and just and you hear a lot of people cover it. It's not an excuse. They just lose, as opposed to the guy like Peterson in the NBA, or Kansas in the NBA. Like, he just refuses any little toothache. I mean, I just, but I mean, like Nussmeier. I mean, he was if you don't think his performance, his level of play was compromised by his injury.
There's no question.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
yes, indeed.
No
but he's trying to play through it, and he gets hurt. Where did he get drafted?
7th round.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Wait, he was the odds-on favorite to be the first pick overall this time last year. This time, 12 months ago, is the odds-on favorite and goes in the 7th round because he played through some pain. I don't know. It's just, listen, we talk about it a lot. I think it's funny and just a testament. You talking about it yesterday, Hunt putting it out on the website. This, and you follow in with a contract. Ain't nobody covers college baseball like this around anywhere else. Nobody, and it's part of this. What Skip built and what's you think there's some basketball fans being born or created in New York right now?
Sure,
absolutely.
Sure.
Okay, so it takes winning, takes success to get people interested. Okay. And then you have the spillover effect. But that's a testament why Johnson's this roster, and he missed. Do you think this Notre Dame guy is going to miss like some of the ones last year? He's got to, they are playing ACC. No. He is still. I hadn't heard one person say, I don't know about Johnson. It was a horrible year.
It was
horrendous. Horrendous.
One of the
okay, when you talk about what's your expectations compared to what's your expectations and what you do, horrendous. Okay, but he's still the best. He's still the best for this job, and because his work ethic, and he's going to go out and bank. And you got to fundraise, you got to work it, you got to do this, and he's going to put it together. But I just there ain't nobody else talking about this, and it's just a testament to what Skip built and what it is, and and I hope, and it will. You run around town. Is the game's on TV, the College World Series. It's just my personal thing, but you don't care about it when your team's not in it. How are we supposed to care about it when your team wins? That's just my deal, and I think this market cares way more about it than most,
and I think,
or than any.
And you've seen some non-traditionals emerge, and now they are. Coastal Carolina is a good example. Okay, there was no Coastal Carolina baseball 15 years ago. Okay, now they've been to the championship series twice. They're able to go out, lose a coach to a big-time program in South Carolina, an SEC program, and go out and hire a coach with Lamanis' credentials, because that is a very good job at the Sun Belt level. He comes back in and takes that job because he knows, hey, I can get to the College World Series with Coastal Carolina. And 15 years ago, I just don't think that was possible. That's kind of where you've seen this thing be born in a lot of different places. Troy, you think their season ticket hold numbers will be up next year? Their overall numbers will be up next year.
The temporary bleachers are permanent, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know that they'll put 6,000 people in there, but the point is that you birth some of these programs and they get some of this success. All of a sudden, man, you got a program. It's good to see. We're brought to you by, and I want to talk about this game when we come back from the break. We're brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors.
Do the hell you want, boy.
It's not. It's our show. Coastal Capital Advisors, coastalcapitaladv.com. When it comes to retirement, you want the peace of mind. Don't wait. Just you say, oh, well, I'm putting some money aside. Make sure that you're making the decisions with a full plan in place. When do you want to retire? What type of return do you expect when you retire? What type of arrangements are you making for when that day comes? Talk to Phil Fontenot and his staff. They'll answer your questions. They'll put a plan in place for you. You're very, very confident in your plans for retirement. I know when he sat down and talked with us and walked us through everything, it was very enlightening, very eye-opening, and you feel very good, very comfortable what you're going to do. Your full-service financial planners, coastalcapitaladv.com to schedule an appointment. Coastal Capital Advisors, member FINRA, SIPC. Live at Rufino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Lunch with Otten Hanny from Rufino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. It's brought to you by Supreme Rice, celebrating 90 years in business in 2026. Supporting our Louisiana farmers, go to SupremeRice.com. We've seen some movement in the odds for this first game of the College World Series. It starts in about 20 minutes. Jimmy, I got Troy at Bet Rivers up to plus 260 to win this game, and the run line at plus 2.5 is only minus 112. So you're getting the road team, you're getting 2.5, which means you're going to get all your at-bats. You're getting 2.5 runs and very reasonable juice, basically normal juice on that. For a game that I think is kind of a toss-up, you got a better number than either one of those or numbers that we were talking about. They're in that ballpark. So I want to look at the pitching matchup. West Virginia had a choice. They could have thrown Max Yale, who was the Big 12 pitcher of the year, or they could have thrown Chance Cole, whose numbers were really not that much worse than Yale's. They both have an ERA under 3. So here's the difference. Last week against Cal Poly, Chance Cole threw 121 pitches in 7 innings. Max Yale only threw 77 pitches. West Virginia blew Cal Poly out in both of those games. So they chose to go with Chance Cole, who threw the 121 pitches. He's thrown in that vicinity twice this year. He threw 112 against Texas Tech. He threw 120 against Kansas State. Bouncing back from both of those outings, he only went 5 innings the next time out. So he's probably, I would think, and this is on full rest, this is on 6 days rest, I would think that based on that, 5 to 6 innings is what you're going to expect out of him. Benjamin Stubbs is the starter for Troy today. His ERA is nowhere close to what Chance Cole's is. It's just under 5, 4.93. But he's thrown 100 pitches in just about every one of his conference starts, 90 to 100 pitches in every one of those starts. He's about a 5 or 6 inning guy as well. So I don't think that either one of these guys is going to go particularly deep into this game based on their track record. You're talking about 5-inning guys. So who's got the better offensive statistics? They're very, very similar. West Virginia played in a better league, but Troy, they were within 20 runs of each other. West Virginia hit for a better average. Troy hit for more home runs. And you expect that with West Virginia. A little bit colder. It takes longer to warm up, so they didn't hit nearly as many home runs as Troy did. But they scored right about the same amount of runs. So, Jimmy, they're both there for the first time, so we throw out the wide-eyed factor. This is a fairly even thing. I'm going to take a really inflated price on what I think is a fairly even game here.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in the run line plus 2.5. It's basically pick 'em at Bet Rivers right now, and they're the visiting team, so they're going to have an extra at bat. You win in a walk off. You can't be the run. It's big advantage on any run line, given or taken. To being the visitor. So, yeah, I think Troy and Troy's path was good. I mean, West Virginia's power rating is higher. Their seeding was higher. They hosted. Troy was like a 3 seed?
They were a 3 seed.
I mean, so maybe not the last at large to get in, but one of the last. Their coach, if they didn't respond to losing in that Grand Slam walk-off to Southern Miss, that they might not be in a tournament. But they came back and won a couple of games before they lost in the final. To Southern Miss and the Sun Belt. We talk about the Sun Belt being right below the Power 4 leagues and power rating as a conference, just a hair below the Big Ten. And so, yeah, they This also saw the Golden Spikes finalists over there.
Yeah,
Hairston of Arizona State, the kid from Georgia, and Chalowski from UCLA. Probably Chalowski
is going to win it.
Yeah.
I think Jackson. Really, I mean, you win the Triple Crown in the SEC, man. That's pretty doggone good. I would probably vote for him, but I think that Chalowski will win it. One more thing on Troy, man. They did not flinch when they were in Gainesville against way more talented. Look, I think West Virginia is good. I don't think they're as talented as Florida. I don't know if they are as talented as Miami, and they beat Miami.
I think they're a better team than Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, over the season, yeah. Miami wasn't close to hosting.
Where do you put them against Florida?
No, Florida's better. Florida's form, Florida's talent, the whole thing.
And Troy beat them twice in Gainesville. The second time,
decisively. Coming out the losers bracket when Florida had a pitching advantage on them.
Yeah, so they're not. I don't think they're not going to be intimidated by West Virginia. Their surroundings may get to them, but that plays for West Virginia as well.
Keep in mind in an elimination game before they even played the two against Florida, they're down 6-2 against Miami. And
came back to win that 9-6. Yeah.
But when we come back over here to close things out, former LSU Tiger, former South Baton Rouge Ram. That's right, a product right here in Baton Rouge. Emory Jones of the Baltimore Ravens just finished his rookie season. Got a free football camp tomorrow over at Memorial Stadium. So we'll talk to Emory when we get back to see what's going on with his football camp tomorrow.
Live at lunch here from Rufino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Lunch with Odd and Hanny from Rufino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, we talked about it before. Again, former LSU Tiger, former South Baton Rouge Ram, Emory Jones with a football camp tomorrow over at Memorial Stadium to join us right now. Emory, how you doing, buddy?
So I don't think we got it. I don't think we have.
Oh, yeah, we don't have him on yet? Okay. Well, let us know, Braxton, when you've got him on. So we appreciate it. I can fill in some of the information on it right now. But, again, of course, Emory at South Baton Rouge Rams, Catholic High, LSU, all homegrown over here tomorrow, June 13th at Memorial Stadium. So the youth skills camps grades anywhere from 2nd to 8th grade, 9 to noon. Registration, you start up at 8:30 a.m. And then he's got the O-line, D-line camp, 9th to 12th graders from 6 to 8 p.m. Registration, a half hour before that at 5:30 p.m. So free T-shirts, free food provided by Raising Cane's. And for more information, you can contact Tara Wicker at 317-1849. So area code 225-317-1849. So the Emory Jones football camp tomorrow over at Memorial Stadium.
Like those camps, it's a great chance for the young kids to get another opinion, based on, where they are in their development. They can get some additional coaching, from somebody who's been up through the ranks just like that. Look, they do a great job with these, and it's been I don't want to say that everybody got discovered, but you get exposed to other coaching techniques. You build your game at a time of year where, you're supposed to be working on your game. Good for him.
And it's also a way for people that kids that are not even introduced a whole lot to it, that get introduced and get interested in it because they see high-profile players. It's an NFL player, from our community that's being able to do this. I mean, it's something that I might be interested in.
And did you also use the magic word because everybody can attend?
Free.
It's free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can't afford to go 1,000 miles away to a camp, free. That's pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that helps out.
Absolutely. So that's tomorrow over at Memorial Stadium. So for more information, 317-1849. But again, youth second graders to eighth graders show up tomorrow at 8:30 to register. The camp will go from 9 to noon, and then O-line, high school players, offensive line and defensive line, 9th to 12th graders, 6 to 8 p.m. show up at 5:30 p.m. It's live. So we have Emery on right now. Emery, no, we don't have him. Okay. It's hard to hear, Braxton. So,
okay. I give you one more story before we wrap up here. Tristan Smith, you remember this player, the Clemson wide receiver, was trying to play a fifth year, and NCAA said no. Guess what he did? Went to court, got a judge in South Carolina. What do you think? What do you think the South Carolina judge is?
I don't know if he's a Gamecock or a Clemson Tiger.
Clemson Tiger.
Oh, okay. Well, then, no, I'm talking about the judge.
Oh, well, I don't know either.
Is he a coastal guy?
I can guess because Smith got cleared, so I can guess which school. Actually, it's a female judge. It's Jessica Salvini. Not sure what her background is, but she ruled in Tristan Smith's favor. So.
Nate Oates, the only loser.
Is he going to be like the one in 150 whatever? He going to be the one guy that loses? The only.
Who else lost?
I can't. I'm trying to think. Maybe for Monday I can come up with one. Do some research over the weekend. I don't know.
So, everybody, oh, my God, oh, well, you set lines on these. I mean.
Did Les Miles get his wins reinstated for his Hall of Fame, or was he suing the Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Fame?
Well,
was there a lawsuit involved there?
Yeah, there was. Well, I don't know if there was a lawsuit, but they were appealing to it, and they lowered the threshold.
Exactly, they changed. They moved the goal line.
But they did that. They did that for Mike Leach. I think that Miles
he's included.
Yeah, he is, but I don't know if his number qualified even with the lowering of the. After the ones that they pulled out. I'm not. I'd have to go back and look
I'm pretty
at that.
sure it did.
It did after they pulled it down.
Yeah, that was kind of a And I understand it was more. No, you're right as far as it was. Leach was more on the radar for thing, but Rabelais would remember because we talked about this would allow Miles to get in. Get things
59.6. Yeah, he's right there with Leach.
Okay, after they took the other wins away.
Hudson Lee is finished, so he is going to be tied with who's the leader right now? But Burns is. Can he get a win?
He hasn't won in 3 years.
So he's got to be the favorite right now, huh?
Yeah, it'd have to be Ben James actually.
Where's Ben James from, Max?
He went to.
Don't tell
Virginia.
me White Castle.
Okay. Virginia, fresh out of school, amateur, just came out. He's now pro, just turned pro from Virginia. Good player, good amateur class.
Just like
Jackson
the tennis
Floyd
player, huh?
Yes.
Just finished for Virginia.
Thanks.
U.S. men's national team 2-1 tonight over Paraguay. Battling on scores.
Okay.
Thanks to Rufinos for being our host. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.